This is our third webinar of the Telco application for modern businesses webinar series. I'm Rajiv, the DevSpace team leader. Hope you guys followed the past webinar of this series. So today it's going to be an interesting session. We are going to show you guys how to mash up Telco APIs. Okay, we welcome Dulipa Karunaratna, Senior Project Manager of Zenit Mobile. He will start today's session with a quick recap of what we have done so far, and also he will show some advanced business cases. So as you guys know, we have announced that we are going to reveal 3 big secrets of success telco applications. Also guys, I will do the coding session. In that I will show how we have improved the coffee shop application with LBS. We will be glad to answer any questions that you have at the end. So guys, now it's time to Dulipa Karunaratna to start the session. Dulipa, it's over to you.
So before we getting into location-based services, let me recap what we did during last couple of webinars. So we implemented an application for a coffee shop, and last week we integrated the USSD for our coffee shop application. So from the USSD application, subscribers can register to the coffee shop. And in the first webinar, we did SMS integration. So customers of the coffee shop can send their feedback to the coffee shop owner. So today, we'll see how subscribers, how a coffee shop owner can send out promotions to his subscribers based on his location. And in the next webinar, we'll be seeing like how he can integrate, how a subscriber or a customer can do the payments using his mobile account. Okay, so we'll start with location-based services. Right. So what is location-based services or location-based APIs? As all of you are application developers, at some point of time, you may have thought like, okay, if I knew where the subscriber is, if I know my customer, where my customer is, it will be really good, or I can do really cool things. At some point of your time, at some point, you might have thought when you're doing a development. So these are the APIs for you. In location-based API, what we are simply doing is we are track down the subscriber or your user. You know, like as soon as you switch on a phone, it's connected to a telco or mobile operator. In simple terms, you are connected to your nearest mobile tower. And when you're moving from one location to the other, let's say if you're moving from one district or one region to the other, the tower you are connecting is also, you'll be connecting to the other tower and so on. So in other words, mobile operator can track your movements or where you're going. So that's the same technology we are using for location-based APIs. So we are using cell ID to track some subscribers or SIM movements. Okay, so let me get into business cases straight away. Imagine I have a retail shop and I would like to give a discount. Like I'm going to run a promotion. I'll be giving out discount of 50% discount starting from 12 noon today. Okay, so how I can promote this? What I would do is I would send out an SMS to my subscribers. So in doing that, my target subscribers are the subscribers who are near my retail shop. I don't want to send this promotion alert to someone living in Kandy if my retailer shop is in Colombo, because I want to target only the people or the customers who are near my retail shop. If you are thinking of this sort of an application, you can use location-based APIs. Announce a sale for target market based on the location. The second example, Imagine that I'm going on shopping and I want to buy a shirt, but I don't know where to buy the shirt, and I'm in the middle of a street. So what I would do is I will send an SMS, and then as a response I will get a list of shops that sells the shirt I want. So all these shops are located near my current location. So again, location-based services are used. So what the application does is it picks my location from my SIM, and then as a response it tracks all the shops that are located near my location, and it sends the list of shops to me. So again, we are using a location-based services to provide a service. In my third example, let's assume our favorite coffee shop. We have our main branch at Colombo, and we have our other branch at Kandy and Galle. So, and we have these promotions. In Colombo branch, we have 10% discount on your morning coffee. And let's say in Kandy, in the Perahera season, we have a promotion like, okay, you can reserve the tables to watch the Kandy Perahera. So you need to reserve the seats earlier. On the other hand, on Galle, we are introducing a new breakfast menu. So how can I market this to my customers? Imagine you have to write an application to the coffee shop. So how can I do it? If I send 3 messages to all my subscribers, does it make any sense? Now, if I do that, I'll be sending 10% discount SMS not only for Colombo subscriber, I'll be sending out to the person who is in Galle, which is not relevant. So using location-based APIs, what I would do is I will send 3 messages only for relevant customers. So 10% discount SMS promotion will be directed only for the customers who are living in Colombo. Perahera promotion will be directed to customers who are living in Kandy, and the breakfast menu will be directed only for the customers who are living in Galle. By doing that, what I would make sure is I send the correct message to the relevant people. Again, we are using LBS or location-based service APIs in your application. So I assume that you got some good understanding of the use cases and how we can use it. So to summarize the advantages we can have for businesses using location-based APIs, we can always have the ability to provide customized service based on the location of the customer. Now, if you want to find a taxi, and if I'm searching for a taxi in Colombo, I will get one list, and if I'm searching for a taxi in Kandy, I will get a different list. So based on this information, as a customer, I will feel like I'm getting a more personalized service. Same with the shopping application we discussed. If I'm searching one at Kandy and if I'm searching at Colombo, I will get 2 different results. So as a customer, I will feel like I'm getting more personalized or more customized service from the application. On the other hand, you can run very effective campaigns to cater for your subscriber base. Now, in my previous example, as I took, if you run the if you promote the 10% discount on Kandy customer, it doesn't make any sense, so it's not relevant. And if we are to send all 3 messages to all subscribers, the Kandy subscriber may think, okay, my application is spamming. So pretty soon he will be unsubscribing from my application because that information is not relevant for me. So 2 out of 3 messages I send him is not relevant. So by using these location-based APIs, we can personalize these messages and we can run the campaigns very effectively only for relevant people or only for the target market. Right. Let me take a bit bigger example. I think all of you have heard about fleet management systems. Like companies spend millions on fleet management systems. So most of the fleet management systems that are available are running using GPS. But let's see how we can implement a fleet management system in a different way, in a different angle, using location-based services. Okay, our fleet management system uses location-based services. So what it does is it tracks the driver's location using his SIM card. And the beauty of this application is he doesn't need to own a smartphone, or he doesn't need to have a data package. So he can use any phone. It can be a smartphone, it can be a feature phone. He can use, fleet management system is there. He can use fleet management system. And remember, he don't need to have a data package to use this system. And remember, like, he don't need to have GPRS, because from our experience, we know, like, when we go to some rural areas, the internet connectivity is not that good. But the beauty of location-based API is, like, as long as you have the connectivity with the operator, your location can be tracked. So I would say this is a very cost-effective solution. So we don't need a data package, we don't need internet, and in terms of battery, if you switch on GPS and GPRS for one day, it kills your battery basically. But this one, you don't have to worry about the battery, and it's supposed for any feature phone. Just imagine that you have, just imagine if you are to create an application, if you are to create this sort of a fleet management system, you have to think of two different things. What's your initial cost and what's your operational cost? When it comes to initial cost, if we are to write an application using Android or some other technology, the initial investment is high. I think this was discussed in our first webinar by Jason, because if you are writing an Android application, you have to think how you are going to support for different phones and different versions. But if it's location-based APIs, if you are not supporting for Android, or if you are going for this sort of a solution, you don't have to worry about that. The initial investment is really low. And remember, you don't have to buy smartphones for package your solution. Any phone that's on hand is capable of handling this one. So the initial investment is really, really low. In terms of operation cost, you don't have to buy big data bundles. So operation cost also very low. So in that case, you can market this sort of an application. You have this competitive advantage when it comes to this sort of a telco-based application which supports location-based APIs, because cost is really low and you have very good market penetration, because anyone and everyone can use your application without any limitations. Okay, just to recap and see how we can enhance our coffee shop application using the location-based APIs. Our coffee shop owner can send out promotional alerts to potential customers nearby because he knows the location. And then the customers of the coffee shop can find the nearest outlet. Let's say we have 10 different outlets in Colombo. So when I'm traveling, I might find what's the nearest coffee shop, and I will get the location of that coffee shop. And another cool thing we can do for the coffee shop is, let's say I'm driving to work and I prefer to have a coffee in the morning. So what I would do is I place an order for the coffee shop. And then when the coffee shop owner takes my order, he knows where I am. And he can decide when to prepare the coffee, and he can make sure when I arrive to drive through, my coffee is ready and he can serve it in fresh. So that's the advantage we can have using location-based services. So not only that, there are so many other applications that are in market, like you can find what's a nearby taxi, you can use these location-based services to track the sales guys, and I have come across this cool application where to find the apartments. Let's say if you are finding some apartments in some area, it will send all the vacant apartments near, the place you are. And then this tourist guide application for sightseeing. It's another really cool application I have seen, especially if you are going for any unknown areas and assume that you don't have a good data connection. You don't have a very good internet connection. This sort of an application will come really handy. So what it does is it tracks the location. It gives, okay, here you are, and these are the nearby places, and these are the interesting places to visit, these are the restaurants. So a lot of things can be done even though you don't have a data connection. And there are a lot of restaurant and fuel station finding applications. So these are only few of the examples we have discussed. But the innovation is out there, and innovation is with you. So you can think of different application ideas using location-based services, because it's a really cool feature that is available with the telecom operators, and now it's in your hand, and innovation is with you. So you can create really good applications with location-based services. So with that, I'll hand over the session back to Rajiv. So let's see how we can enhance our coffee shop application to send out promotional alerts based on the subscriber's location. Rajiv, over to you.
Thank you, Dulipa. So before going to the code, I will demo the application. We have done the application changes, and I have did some LPS changes in my code. Before going to the code, last week ISRO has did some cool stuff using register the customer using USSD. So what I'm going to do is I'm using the registered customers to send promotions, because coffee shop owner can send promotions to the registered customers. So this is the UI. This is the UI we are providing to the coffee shop owner to send our promotions. Also, here I am going to set we are using the simulators. We are using simulators. So I am using the LBS simulator features to test my application, and whatever the SMS going to be sent will come here. So before send the message to the Colombo customer, I am going to set the customer location into Colombo. So here we can see we can set the location of the customer. Now assume the customer is in Colombo. So once I set that, I can send the promotional message. Before sending the Colombo Outlook promotions, I'll send a candy promotion. You'll see it will come mono to the subscriber's mobile number. So you can see the coffee shop owner can see it has been sent, but in the similar phone, subscriber will not receive because he is in Colombo. So now I am going to send a message from the Colombo outlet. So now you can see subscriber will receive the Colombo promotion messages. So likewise, now assume the customer now is going to Kandy. So now he is on the way to Kandy. I am putting some coordinate of Kandy. So now value is set. So now you can see subscriber now is Candy. He will receive the message. So likewise, coffee shop owner can send the promotional messages according to the customer location. So now what I am going to do is I just go through the code. I will explain what I have, how I have used the LBS API with my application. So far you can see I have a new class called promotion handler. This will handle the sending promotion methods. You can see I have provided the UI for the customer. So here he have sent 2 buttons. That's the thing I have shown you. So once he click on the send button, automatically it called send promotion to Colombo customer method. So here you can see I am getting the registered customers from the database or whatever the services which I have. So here what I am doing is I am checking when coffee shop owner send a message, I am checking the customer is in Colombo. So here you can see that method will check the customer location. So in that method, so this is the thing we are using for the LBS. For here we need only application ID and the password. This will be get from the operator when we deploy the application with the operators. Other than that, we need only the address. So I am using simulator for test this application. Once I created the object, I am sending the LBS request. Once I send the request, I will get a response message. Here, if I get any exception, it will return a null, or else it will return LBS response message. So as soon as I get the response, I can get the longitude and latitude and the longitude from the LBS response message. So once I get that, I will check. I am providing a range. The coffee shop owner knows the coffee shop outlet coordinate. So I am providing a range to check the customer is nearby the outlet. So if he is near the outlet, it will return true, or else it will return false. So as soon as it's returned the true, it will send the promotional message. So this method we have already demonstrated this SMS sending part. So using that we are sending a promotional message. So likewise I have created the can send promotions to the customers, to Candy customers. So it's doing the same thing. The only difference is it's having a different range of values. So this simple application help coffee shop owner to give a good service to the customer. So as you can see, our coffee shop application now using SMS, USSD, then LBS. So for use the LBS application, we need only subscriber customer number. So you can see in the example we have done, owner sending the promotion, application gets the customer location, and application send the promotions to the nearby customers. So you can easily develop these applications, and we will provide the sample application in DevSpace site. You will get the sample and video, step-by-step video guide also in the DevSpace site. So now time to reveal the 3 secrets of the successful telco application. So that will be revealed by the Dulipa. So I will hand over to Dulipa to reveal the success.
Thank you, Rajiv. Okay, so I'm going to take you to a different dimension from location-based APIs to 3 secret success of successful telco applications. Okay. So what are these 3 secrets? First, is localization. Why localization is a successful thing? It's a secret. Do you know that 1/3 of mobile searches are done to access local information? And 90% of the apps are used to access local information. And out of that, 86% of them make purchase decisions based on the information they access. So this is the beauty of the localization, right? So what does that mean, or what can it be used for? So when you're creating an application, remember that you need to support local mobile searches. So you need to see what are the avenues you can make your application localize. Now for an example, if you are checking news, I mean if you are living in a foreign country, and first thing when you open a news page, first thing you want to see is local news, right? So that's the localization we are referring. So when you are creating an application, always think how you can localize my application. Then only, I mean that's one of the biggest success factors for application. And then you can enhance local businesses. Now that's one of the key areas you can think of, because local businesses are having very good niche market. If you have an application for a generic market, I mean there might be so many applications out there for generic markets, but only very limited number of applications are there for local businesses. So there's a very good opportunity to create or build applications for local businesses. And you need to address the local community needs. Now, in country like Sri Lanka, we have a very good cricket lovers community, or it can be your village community, or it can be some other community which are having a common interest. So if you target that sort of a market, and if you can localize your content for the community, they will love your application, they will embrace your application. So that's why we have identified localization as one of the key factors of success. Second secret is mash up your application with Telco APIs. So why you need to mash up with Telco APIs? Because you want to make your application rich with features. So you have SMS, you have USSD facility, you have location-based service, and you have charging. Now just imagine like 2 or 3 years back, if you are to write an application to send messages, it will be a very difficult task. You might take like 2 or 3 months to develop an application, assuming like you gather the relevant knowledge, and then you go through that hardship of finding out how to integrate. USSD application will be, I would say, an uphill task. Okay, 2 or 3 years back, if you try to integrate charging with mobile wallets or mobile operators' accounts, I mean, it's basically a nightmare. I mean, you couldn't even think of accessing mobile, subscribers' mobile account to do your application's payments. Location-based service is also another area. I mean, normal developers didn't have access to, but with Zenit Mobile APIs, now we have simplified everything. So as you have seen in our webinars, it's just a matter of a few minutes you can create applications. Now we have reduced that barrier and we have made it easier for you to develop applications. And we are giving you the facility or the framework or the platform you to integrate everything. So while having this facility, why not go out and use all these facilities? All right. So you can integrate, like for an example, you can write a very cool location-based service application integrating SMS, and you can maybe similar a coffee shop example. You can track the location of the subscriber, and then you can send a message, or subscriber can send a message ordering the coffee, and then from the coffee shop, it can send back the response. And if assume that I'm ordering a coffee, so what I would do is that will be deducted from my mobile account. So this sort of hundreds of ideas are there if you think about mashing up telco APIs in your applications. So I mean, the possibilities are huge, right? So why we need to mash up the telco APIs with the applications? Because you need to make your applications feature rich. Then only people love it. And at the same time, you can create more interactivity. Now, there are some people who prefer to use SMS, and there are some other people who would prefer menu-driven design. For an example, USSD-based menus. So you can cater different user segments using these telco APIs. And as I told, we can make most of the telco network assets, because telco network assets are there, and Zenith Mobile, we have simplified it, so it's just a matter of using it to mash up all these services and build the application. So if you do all these things, the end result will be it will attract more subscribers, and then I mean that's the competitive edge you will get by mashing up all these services together. Okay, now let's move on to the third secret: simplifying payments. What is simplifying payments? It's like you using mobile account to power your application. Imagine that you are providing a service from a mobile phone, and if you are to do the payment using like going to the nearest shop or going to the nearest bank to do the payment, that's not cool. I mean, that's not user friendly. So anyone and everyone is having mobile account with them. They may not have credit cards, but everyone who are using have this mobile account. So when you're providing service, at the same time, if you can charge from his mobile account, that's the usability, and that's the catching point. I'm not going to tell details about payment simplification or mobile accounts. If you like to get more details, or if you are interested in this, please do join to our next webinar. We'll be discussing this in detail, and we'll be discussing what are the possibilities you have to power up your application. So while inviting you for our next webinar, I'll hand over to Rajiv to tell you more about our DevSpace resources.
Okay, thank you, Dulipa. Some cool stuffs you have revealed, and there are a few questions currently we have. So hope you can answer these questions. The first question. Just getting the questions. Okay. How exactly does LBS track the location of the subscriber? Do you use some GPS map data if available, or it relies only on the network location?
It's getting the network location.
So then another question, is this smart accurate like GPS because it's coming from tower signal?
Okay, let me put it into this way. Now, GPS, I agree, it's accurate. I mean, it can give an accuracy like up to one couple of meters. LBS or location-based services may not that accurate, but just think, do you want that sort of an accuracy in all the applications you develop? Now let's imagine that you are going to create an application to find the nearest shop where you need to buy a shirt. So do you exactly need the location where you are to the nearest 1 meter? No, right? So, I mean, there are different cases. So, if you need to know the exact location, yes, GPS is the way. But there are limitations in GPS. But if you don't need that sort of an accuracy, still you can go for these location-based services. I mean, it's a low-cost solution, and it has its own advantages. I think I have answered your question.
Yes, exactly. There is another questions too for that. I hope that answer will be helpful. How is location based different from the GPS? Yes, that will the answer. So there is another question. I hear the OPS, the webinar will okay. So starting points. Okay. What is the freshness of location coordination? Is it real time?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks. There are a few questions. We will post the answers in our website. So move on to our. So guys, you can find our sample applications and more details from our DevSpace website. And we have an opportunity for developers. There's an hackathon. Is going to be happen in Sri Lanka. So as your developers are know, Zenit Mobile as a partner for an international hackathon, TEDHack, we'll be doing a satellite event in Sri Lanka. You need to form your team and register by 22nd of May. More details can be found in DevSpace website. So guys, there is a chance. $30,000 prize pot is there. So guys, this is the end of the webinar. You can find the details from devspace@zenitmobile.com, or else you can just send us a mail, devspace@zenitmobile.com. We'll answer your questions. And don't forget to join with us in Facebook. Thank you.